Hi, it's Kylie Coo. Welcome to my studio and welcome to week 21 of creating a positivity deck. And our prompt for this week is journey. So as always, I started by doing a bit of journaling just to capture some positive thoughts that I would then want to reflect in my card. And where I got to my thinking is that each day actually feels like a new journey. So even a day that might be filled with routine, it's still a journey of sorts. And part of the journey for me is improvement. I want to get better at things. I'm always striving to get better. Now that doesn't need to be a huge amount of effort. The word strive always sounds as if it's a huge amount of effort, but just bit by bit, little by little, step by step, I want to improve, whether that's in my art or other things in my everyday life. But the journey may to a large extent be unknown. The destination may be unknown. I don't always know where it is I'm going and what it is that I'm trying to do. But I guess to a certain extent, I have a faith that I'm going in the right direction. But as I thought about journey and as I journaled my thoughts down, there were a number of things popped into mind. Look, listen, learn. Engage, participate, and live the journey. And these all felt like very positive thoughts for me. And so with all of that in mind, I turned to create my card. So I had a look through my things to see what I might use to help reflect those positive thoughts, and these two things jumped out at me. The first is an index card that had some stenciling on it, and the second is the image of the snail, which I've had for quite some time. I must have cut it out of a magazine at some time. So I'm just looking here at which piece of the index card I actually want to go onto my playing card. And all I'm going to do now is, because the index card is quite thick, I'm using some double-sided tape to attach the two together. But I will also use some glue stick on top of the double-sided tape just to make it a little bit easier to move around on the card so that I get it into the right place. And then once the two are stuck together, it should form quite a secure bond. And then once that's done, I just cut around the index card. And then what I'll do is to glue my snail into place. Now I love snails. I find them fascinating beings. I love to see them in the garden. I know that some people don't like them because they eat plants, but I just think, well, we all share this world together. And they're quite slow-moving creatures, or they appear to be, but it's actually quite amazing the distance that they can travel. And there was something about it that just spoke to me in terms of thinking about journey. And I loved the way it looked on the card here. At times I thought the snail was travelling through flowers. At other times it looked kind of like fireworks, or perhaps stars in the sky. So a simple image, and yet my imagination was really on a journey with this one. So I'm just going to take this black pen and I'm just going to outline the snail just so that it stands out a little bit more. So you'll see me just starting off the outlining, but because I had to get down quite close to it, I only show the start and then I switch the camera off so I can actually do the detail of it. And that's just helped the snail stand out a little bit from the background. I then decide that I want to do a little bit more detailing on the background, so I take this white pen and I start to go round the petals of the stencil. Now it doesn't show up terribly well, it can be seen, but I just go around all of them. And again, I do a bit of that off camera. I'm now taking this blue sparkle pen and I'm just going to do a little bit of detailing with that. But all the time I'm thinking about journey. And this card, creating this card, it almost felt meditative. I really was thinking about the word and thinking about journey and what it meant. So, although I liked the little bit of detailing, I felt that it just needed a little bit more kind of colour in the background. So I started to do just little dots around the petals, but then very quickly decided I wasn't so keen on the dots and I fill those in and just make it a solid line. And then just go around all the petals in the same way. And suddenly that just seemed to stand out a little bit more. I then decided I wanted to write the word journey just around the shell of the snail, not on it, just to the outside of it. And just took a slightly different coloured pen for this one. So again this week, this was a card that came together quite quickly. But once more, it held a lot of positivity for me. And the simple act of creating the card felt very positive. And I liked this one. Once more, I'll feel that when I look at this card in future, the card has something to tell me. So just finishing a little bit of the detailing there, and then I will go back to my journal. Now, as is sometimes the case, other things have popped into mind as I've been creating the card. And this time, for me, it's okay to change direction. I changed the direction a little bit when I was doing the card. I changed from one thing to another, and I just wanted to note that it's actually okay to change direction. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and I hope you will join me again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.